What's happening, everyone? Welcome to Talking Reds. You've got to excuse me because it's the first time I'm hosting. As long as I host my own stuff, but this is a new one for me, hosting Talking Reds anyway. I hope you're all good. Welcoming Derry today for his first stream as well, I think. So newbies on the hosting and newbies on doing the stream. But yeah, I've got quite a lot to talk about today. I think a certain football match happened last night. I can't really remember. Who was it? Do you know what it was, Derry?
Well, we won a game. We got 3 points. Start to the league, and I'm buzzing, but at the same time, it's like it was a real big mess. For me, I've always mentioned about the defense worries me a little bit because of a certain individual at centre back, and Konate. For me, I haven't really been a fan of Konate from the beginning. I think he's okay. He's a decent defender. Most defenders playing alongside Van Dijk should be able to, have a good game. But it seems to me that his, if it's a word, nervousness, his nerves just keep getting the better of the whole squad. Once he makes one mistake, everyone just seems to just start doing weird stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you, Konate. Yesterday, he looked like a bag of nerves. I've seen him like that before. I've never seen him play like that of recent times. I think last time I remember him playing like that was like the Wolves game where we won 2-1 away from home.
Yeah.
Like he did that absolute calamitous mistake when he's just like dancing over the ball, and then obviously we had yesterday. It was just mistake after mistake after mistake, and I think I've seen a lot of tweets saying it'd be a welcomed competition for Gahey to come in for Konate, and I seriously think that he could definitely get in over Konate. I think
100%.
Yeah, I think Konate, when we bought him, he's come on a lot since we've got him. Like his raw talent is obviously we bought him because he's very quick, he's very physical, he's good in the air, and he's got quite a pretty decent way of defending. I think under Klopp and under Slot, he's had to evolve more into being a ball playing centre back and stuff. And sometimes he struggles with that. Like yesterday, like his positional sense wasn't very good. And like, you made a good point. Like anyone next to Van Dijk, you don't have to play that well. You just do your job. But he really struggled yesterday. But yeah, Gahey for me, it's welcome competition. Yeah. I think you might agree with me on this. Obviously, when Konate got injured 2 seasons ago, Quansah come in and he looked the real deal, didn't he? And Konate couldn't get back in the team.
Yeah,
and
I think with Quansah, he was another good player, alongside Van Dijk. Quansah playing with anybody else, for me, wasn't even good enough. I just don't think I think maybe down the line, because he was young, he's very young, so he still had a lot of things to work on to get to even the level of Konate. I still feel Konate is a little bit better than him. However, there is a defender that we are overlooking, and I believe that he will be an absolute dynamite playing along with Van Dijk, and that's Leone. I think the kid is just unbelievable. I think he will be competition for Konate, even Gahey. Gahey's great. I think Gahey is a fantastic defender. He would just go straight into the first team, no problem. The only thing that would probably not stop Leone from getting into the team, but it will just be a little bit longer for him, is because number one, he's not played in the Premier League before, so it's quite easy for Gahey to be chosen before Leone. And then his age, he's 18, but that for me that don't mean anything. 18, he's good enough and he's ready enough to play for Liverpool. I've seen how he played against Napoli and Juve, and the kid was just bullying the likes of Lukaku, and
He's a beast, isn't he? He's an
he's a
absolute
beast.
beast.
If you can do that to players like Lukaku who have played in the Premier League, and like I was saying to some of the guys earlier in the chat that he has the physical he has the understanding of how you're supposed to deal with a physical player like Lukaku, and there's loads of them in the Premier League. So if you're able to do that to players like him, then he'll be able to at least handle um, uh, the pressure of playing in the Premier League. That's what I believe anyway. And Konate needs to, if he's checked out, by all means, just let it be known so we can just sort out what we need to sort out. But if you're just trying to, drag it out like Trent did, it's not cool. We just need to just sort that out.
Yeah.
We don't need another one of those situations in the league.
We definitely don't. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of Konate, to be honest. Like, in terms of, like, I just think he's come on loads, and he was really, really good last season at the start. But if he is checked out and if he does want to go to Real Madrid, I'm afraid I'd probably say he's gonna have to go. If there's a scenario where Konate goes this summer and then we get Gahey in and Leone, I'd be happy with. Well, Leone's already here, isn't it? Obviously, Gahey comes in and then sort of Leone's that one behind to like come in and play the cup games and like obviously build his appearances up and stuff. I'd be happy with that. And people be like, "Oh, Konate's one of the best in the league." Yes, but Gahey next to Van Dijk, a comfortable ball playing centre back, who's, let's face it, England's best defender.
Yeah.
Like, he was brilliant in the last tournament, and outside of the big six clubs, I think he's probably. In fact, that's actually discredit. He's actually probably one of the best centre backs in the Premier League already. Gahey.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that he plays at Crystal Palace, and he's what I really like about Gahey. He's really calm. I like centre backs like Van Dijk, really calm, and he's on a personal level. He seems like a really like nice guy, like head screwed on, like intelligent person. But if he comes in with Leone, like I say, Leone's here, and if Gahey comes in, I know it's a bit of a culture change. He's coming from Crystal Palace to Liverpool, but I think like all the attributes he's already got would make the move very easy. Like, he's coming in to play with someone who's fantastic anyway in Van Dijk. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to write Konate off. It's his first game of the season. But if he is checked out, you are right. He's got to go. And he really it's a shame to say it. That's what we've had that with Trent. We had it like last year. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. First game of the season. Not even Van Dijk had a great game, to be honest, and I would just give him the benefit of the doubt that it's the first game of the season. However, the way how I've been watching Konate of recently, like last season, we got away with a lot of what do you call it? Moments of madness. We got away with it because we won a lot of games. And we had Salah just, popping up and just doing what he does, even if he's had a bad game. So, and we had the strength and depth in the forward line. So when someone's having a bad game, another person will step up, and so it's just things like that is why we might get surprised in other games, and you're like, wow, why is Konate playing like this? When really and truly, you might not have just seen that he's been playing quite bad in a run of games because we've been winning these games. And these are the things that these things happen. For me, Endo is like, I don't know why he's still here. It makes no sense to me. No disrespect to him. He's a kind guy, nice lad, and all of that stuff. But that don't win you the Premier League, bro. It doesn't. We have to be ruthless. If you're gonna like I remember the time when Slot took off Kwanzaa in the was it Kwanzaa? Which centre back was
First
it?
game of the season last year.
First game of the season. Was it Kwanzaa?
Yeah, it's fancy, yeah, because he's getting bullied, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he took off full Kanate, right?
Yeah.
Right. Took off Kwanzaa because he was getting bullied and the quality just wasn't there in that game. He didn't have it. We're selling Nunes because basically the quality is just not there. So if you're going by that logic, you can't keep bringing on Endo to try and I don't understand the logic behind it because we were 2-0 up.
Yeah. Do you know what? I get that. Like, do you know he's good at what I'd say Endo's best thing at was last season was coming on and like sort of just shutting the shop up. Last 10 minutes, getting stuck in and like because you know he's just gonna fly into tackles and just make a nuisance of himself. But it's a gimmick, isn't it, in a way? Like that can't last forever, can it? Like that, like last night when he come on at right back, I was like, I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen it. I was like, I was like this going, what is Slot just brought Endo on at right back and then took Kirkes off. I was like, we just lost the entire pace of our fullbacks in like one.
It made no sense whatsoever. However, I watched Slot talking about why he did it and stuff like that, and he said Frimpong had a cramp, and of course Kirkes was on the yellow, and he started to remind me of Alberto Moreno. I'm not gonna lie. So I understood it a little bit, but it was just the timing of it and everything was just like, whoa, wow.
I think. Do you know what's crazy? Like one of the best subs last night, and it's the most easiest sub to ever make was Joe Gomez. Like putting Joe Gomez on at right back or centre back or left back is the easiest sub you can make in that team because he's good. And like and he come on and it just made he recognised that slot and he put Gomez on and it was instantly like right, this is sound now. And then we got more of the ball and stuff, but it's hilarious. Like I just couldn't believe it. Like Endo at right back, I was like, that man's got no pace. That man's got no pace.
Mate, nothing. It was just it made me so angry just to see it. It was two games in a row. You're taking Endo off and taking Ekitike off. Ekitike has said that he in the 60th minute he had a cramp as well. So cool. Maybe in the end. And you know what's funny? Endo got an assist.
Yeah.
So it turns out that the substitution was maybe a good idea because if Salah didn't score, we probably would have just conceded another goal and it would have been 3-3 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it ended up being a good substitution anyway. But we can't keep doing that, bringing on Endo to try and shut up shop when we're already 2-0 up. It's like, why not just put Soboslai right back like you've done before, and then put somebody else in midfield. We've got enough legs to cover spaces. Do you know what I mean? But we've just seen Adam Byrne. I think it's Adam Byrne. He said we definitely need a DM cover, and I think he's definitely bang on because Endo ain't it. And I was hoping that we would look into getting Balaba, even though Brighton are just very like, he's not for sale. But someone like him, or there's a few others kicking around. We definitely need someone to protect that back four because that's why we look so open. And McAllister is not up to scratch just yet. Gravenberch is suspended until next week, and we're playing Newcastle.
Yeah, it's they're gonna want to beat us, aren't they? I was gonna make a good point to someone. Thoughts on Bajcetic? What do you think about that?
I do like him. I like him a lot. Excuse me. I like him a lot actually. However, he's just not ready, fit. He's got a long way to go before he's fit again. But he definitely has what it takes. Even when he was so like skinny, he still had the legs to maneuver through the midfield and cover spaces and stuff like that. So he's put on some weight. He's gotten to look like a man now. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's in the training ground and he's almost ready to go, because I think he'll be great.
I think that's what I'm sort of like been looking at. I'm just trying to check how old he is now. I think he's 20. Yeah, he's 20 now. Like last season, he had a really good season. Last part, like he went to Salzburg, didn't he? With what's his name, Pat Linders, and
Yeah, and Clark.
And then he went to. Then he come back. He got recalled, and he went to Las Palmas on loan.
Yeah.
But he had a really, really good. Like I remember just seeing like really good like statistics that he had. Like he was playing centre back and CDM, which is obviously his natural positions. And he's having like really good progressive passes and progressive runs and stuff like that. That's what he's really good at, actually. Like one of his really, when he started playing for Liverpool, his really standout attribute. One of his standout ones I thought was like just sort of just getting the ball and just running with it, like as a CDM. You don't really see, like, I mean, we have that in Gravenberch, obviously, but he was good. I think he's probably a little bit more a natural than Gravenberch is at that covering them. That like I call it the 50-yard box, like 50 yards, isn't it, across?
Yeah.
CDM just does 50 yards forward, 50 yards back, 50 yards to the side. Like it's just like a box, isn't it? Basically in the middle. And I think that's what a good CDM does. I think. But Chesic was really good at that when he come through, even though he's like, very young when he come through. I think he was 17, wasn't he, when he was playing? 18, something like that. So, yeah, he was 17, actually. He was 20. It was 3 years ago, wasn't it, when he come through? But, yeah, like, I think that would be my perfect cover for Gravenberch if he can get fit again. Because I just think he's already been at the club since he was a kid. He's got the sort of, like, the experience now. Maybe... I've seen people say send him out another loan. I think he's probably sort of ready if he's had a really good half season at La Liga. Let's not forget when we was terrible that season, but Chetic was one of our better players. Like he was keeping like Henderson and stuff out of the team. So, in fact, I think he was keeping Fabinho out of the team that season. So, I think, I'd really want to see a lot more of him this season.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think. If we don't, like Fireburn just said, if we don't get a DM next season for sure. So if that would be the case, it would be a chance for Stefan to try and break into the team, at least get onto the bench because of his fitness issues. But we don't want to be seeing the likes of Endo come in and he's I think he's 32 now.
Yeah,
31. And I mean, you don't want that in the middle of the park. Someone that's already slow and he's 32. He's getting slower. So the game is only getting faster in different ways. So we definitely don't need that. But we do need someone we just need Gravenberch back so we can just cut down the way we concede these goals, even though it's been a while where we've not conceded goals. We've always kind of just been in games where it's just 4-2, 4-3, 6-3, 3-2 and stuff like that, and we just need to find a way to just stop that from happening. I think Slot is definitely the man to sort that out. He has no choice. He's a great manager, a great tactician. It's just these last two games, his decisions were very, very wild.
Peculiar.
Yeah, definitely. And
I was just
go for it, mate.
Chat. Yeah, so someone just said a good point in chat then. Where did I see that then? Yeah, just similar to what you were saying. Goals we conceded was avoidable. We need to improve our defense pivot position. Endo is at right back. Kirkes fall over a lot. Verts, Canate. Soboslai need to up their game. We need to improve Newcastle and Arsenal. I mean, I don't think I've actually no problem with Wirtz and Szoboszlai last night. I thought they were actually pretty decent. You're asking Szoboszlai to play out of position, like he was playing a CDM. He isn't. Like I think he was pretty decent. Like you're not going to get the defensive cover. I think we missed Gravenberch a lot. I won't lie to you. I think when Gravenberch comes back in, you get that cover, obviously, because that's his job. Kirk has an interesting one. Is he just pressing? He's just pressing a slide button all last night, wasn't he?
Yeah. Kirkes was like, I think with Kirkes, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He got the emotions of that first game, because there's first game of the preseason is a completely different ball game to the first game of the Premier League, first night of Champions League, first FA Cup game, first League Cup, stuff like that. Completely different ball game. So I think that just made him go crazy. But again, like I said, Slot is the right man to just let him know, look, chill out.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there. People are so like, I think you've got to be like up the game and stuff. These players are new. Like, they're brand new. They're brand new to the Premier League, most of them. Like, they're brand new to this system. They're brand new to a manager. They're brand new to going to a top team. Like, none of them players have been at a team like Liverpool before. Like, the pressure is like mad. Like, you can't even like describe it. But I feel like Kirkes is that player. I think out of all the players, Frimpong and probably Ekitike settled in the best. Wirtz not too far behind as well. I think it's just so much the pace with Wirtz, isn't it? Like getting up to the pace of the Premier League and stuff, because you don't get that much time in the Premier League than you do in the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
sorry, Bundesliga fans.
But
Kirkes is just like, oh,
he just didn't care. He was just at it. With Wirtz, I think Wirtz is just an absolute joy to watch. Every player makes one or two mistakes in the game. No doubt about that. I just feel like Szoboszlai has been there for a while. McAllister's been there for a while, but it's the first game of the season. But if for Wirtz to really show us what type of player he is, the guys around him need to be more like Ekitike. Ekitike has just like he's just linked with Wirtz like they've been playing together forever. The way he just one touch, he finds Wirtz no problem. With Szoboszlai and McAllister, from what I saw yesterday, even though it's the first game, it was very like hesitant. Their passes towards Wirtz. So when there's a player that's like elite and he just feels like he can do whatever he wants to do, if you're not on that same wavelength, it's going to look like Wirtz doesn't really know what he's doing. Whereas he's just played in nice little one-touch balls and the players just ain't expecting it. Do you know what I mean? So not to say that Szoboszlai or McAllister are making him look bad, but they're not really enhancing his skills. I remember one time Thierry Henry said that he used to get upset when a player wasn't passing to him or something like that. And he said, Arsene Wenger said, how are you going to help the player? And then he started thinking of ways to, enhance the players' skills so they can work together better. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just about yourself. It's about how you can connect with the players around you. Because if you can adapt to the other player, you're only helping the player to get better and feel more comfortable to play around you. So everyone's going to benefit from, just adaptation. So I don't know. I just feel like Szoboszlai and McAllister, even though Szoboszlai was all over the place, he was playing in different positions throughout the game. So it's different. It's hard for him to be comfortable throughout the game all day. But there was a moment where he tried to be on the same page as Wirtz, and we conceded a goal. So there's pros and cons to having players like Wirtz, because the pros, of course, is that the players feel like, oh yeah, I've got to be there with him, so the confidence is going to grow. But the other side of it is that you start feeling like you can do what he can do, and then it just starts to go wrong. That flick that he did before we conceded the goal, I've never seen Szoboszlai do something like that before. So it's like, why are you going to do it now? Do you know what I mean? It's like when Thiago came. When Thiago came, Henderson started doing one-touch football, and you all know that's not his game. So we just need to. I think it's just about timing. Everything will click. Just like Reece said, when Wirtz clicks, it's game over, and that's a fact. It's just like De Bruyne when he left Chelsea, came to Manchester City, and he just found his place in the team. Game over. It was all Man City was just all around Kevin De Bruyne, and I think that's what's going to happen with Wirtz. It'll be a Torres Gerrard thing with Wirtz and Ekitike for sure.
Just reading chat. I think you mean Konate there, James. People want to Szoboszlai smashed in front of the box, clean back to cover 2. I'll do it. Yeah. That was what someone said about the fan. Obviously, we all seen what happened last night. Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. On a note, I mean, not like it makes it any better or something. I was glad when Semenyo scored, just because no one wants to hear that, especially directed towards yourself. I was quite happy to see him score, to be honest. But that fan, ban him from life. He doesn't deserve to go to a football game ever again. He's disgusting. I think people need to start getting hit with charged with this stuff, because I think
it's charged, prison sentence, whatever it is, because it's just as bad as everything else that people are getting prison sentences for less. Do you know what I mean? And it's just it's silly that people think they can try and make someone feel like they're not even supposed to be here just to win a football game. That's not cool. You can't do that.
Go on, sorry.
It's almost like when I heard that was happening in the game, I was like, what? Really? Us? And then I was just like, this is just like, it's weird. This is a weird one, because it feels like this is just going to come back to bite us during the game. That's exactly how I felt in that moment. And because it's like people like that just mess things up for the club. It makes the club look bad because of individuals like that. And it's almost like you deserve to like you don't deserve to be happy.
No.
Do you know what I mean? No. You don't deserve to be happy when you're like that.
It's like, I'm not gonna say it's the same, but like the guy who obviously did it was disabled and stuff like that. Like, people get a lot of scrutiny if they're disabled and stuff, which I sort of think, do you must have had something like that in your life, because I know it happens to quite a lot of disabled people as well. Like, it's not nice. I don't know why you would think about it. I mean, like you say, the fella must have some serious deep-rooted issues. I do think it's quite a serious societal thing at the minute, and it needs to sort of be, there needs to be more education on it and stuff like that. And I think as Liverpool as a club, like, quite prides itself on being very diverse, and I think, football is literally a game where everyone from all over the world plays. Like, Liverpool's team, we've got Japanese players, we've got people from Africa, we've got people, that's what football is. And I think, it's almost disgusting, not just to the player that you've done it to, it's to the whole people, everyone on that pitch and people who sat in them stands. I think it's just, them people who do that, they need to be charged of it. And I think ultimately, get charged of it and then send them on some sort of educational course. I think that's to just sort of, not prove a point, sort of like eradicate it from happening again, because it shouldn't be happening. It's not right. Right, let's have a look at other chats. People are saying what's Adam saying? Sorry, chat, by the way. Try to keep up with everything. A lot of messages are coming in today. We're trying to talk, and I've never hosted before. I mean, I host my own shows, but not on. It's a bit different on here. When we had the ball, we was looking good forward, going brilliant sometimes, but I think we need more control on the ball. Yeah, I mean, I seen a good point if like someone was like, go and drop 100 mil on Adam Wharton now. It'd be sick. Like, to be fair,
he's a player.
Do you know what I was thinking last night? Imagine if Thiago was still here now and had no injury problems. Like that midfield would be like, it'd be so nice.
I think the same thing every single every single take. Thiago was my guy. I loved Thiago. What a beautiful footballer he was. He could do everything. And because of his experience, he's a leader, captain material. He could speak German, Spanish, Portuguese, English fluently. So players coming in would have had no problem. And I heard he's trying to be a part of the coaching.
He is. Yeah, he's joining the coaching staff.
He's already joined.
He's joining. Yeah, I think I was reading up on it yesterday. Actually, that apparently he's coming into work. I thought originally he was going to work as like sort of like in the youth setup.
Okay,
but he's working with Slot, the Slot's team. I try and find
that's a good signing, if you want to call it that, because having someone with his knowledge of football, and he can still play football. Don't get it twisted. Just because he's had a little bit of injuries and he's retired, it doesn't mean he cannot physically show players how to manipulate the ball. And that was one thing that this guy knew how to do, because if he's actually active right now, the way Chiesa manipulated that ball yesterday, that is something that Thiago does on a daily basis. So if we have Thiago, giving his 2 pence in the squad, we'll be fine. We'll be definitely fine. I just feel like, again, we do need to have Gay in our team, and or we need to just start looking at what we're gonna do with Leone straight away, because Leone and Gay, one thing that I've noticed that Konate doesn't have, is this. There's this confidence of I am okay with holding the ball. I'm okay with moving forward with the ball. Gahey can do. It's like Gahey's a defensive midfielder / centre back.
He is, yeah.
And if worst case scenario, I don't even know if it's a worst case scenario, but I would look at starting to, what's the word? Experiment with Gahey in holding midfield and Leone at centre back. So that's a solid defensive line with Van Dijk, Leone, and Gahey just in front, because he's a real ball player. I think people don't actually know that he can play.
Yeah.
So for someone that knows how to defend and play, if we don't have a natural defensive minded midfielder, if it works, we could try it.
Well, there's almost like, I'm not a fan of it personally, but if it works, it works. There was talk about Liverpool going to a 3 at the back in terms of Kirke's still left wing back, Frimpong right wing back, and then have like similar to what you're saying, like Kanate and Van Dijk or Leone, whoever it is, as the two sitting, and then sort of like Gay to play in the middle, but like he'd be like the progressive one, like he'd play.
Yeah.
He'd almost drop into the back three. Technically it'd still be four at the back if you think about it, but yeah, like Gay coming out and bringing the ball play and stuff. I think I really, really rate Gahey, like I have for a long time. I think he's brilliant. Yeah. There was a last week in the game against us, popped up with a cross. Did you see it from like left back position?
Left back. He cut in and then
that's a centre back doing that. Like you just think what? Like that's what he's like. That's what he can offer. Something that's other players I don't think can. So I think we can get him 35-40 million.
He's not even. I don't. You see, the thing is, I get that he's got 1 year left, right? But we're in the Premier League. There's 6 other teams that could get this guy, whether they're in the Champions League or not, because eventually these top 6 teams could easily get Champions League.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter what team it is. So when there's a player like Gahey, the best defender in England or for England, probably the second best in England, really, after Van Dijk. He's there for 35 million.
It's a steal. It's a steal.
Bigger still. He's easily like a 60-70 million defender. If he is second to Van Dijk and we bought Van Dijk for 75, he could 60, 65, 50 even. You could say he's around that price. So if he's there for 35 mil, there shouldn't really be this whole negotiation back and forth, and just go and pay 40 million and get it done and dusted. And we've got 2 of the best and it could be the best partnership in the world. Easily.
And do you know what's crazy as well? He's younger than Kanate.
And he's better than Kanate. I don't care what anyone says. He is better than Kanate, and it's by a mile. I don't think it's just because people just look at things like, oh, if you don't play for Liverpool, then like you can't really say he is better than or he's lesser than. He plays for Crystal Palace and he's just won FA Cup against Manchester City. No one can tell me that, oh, Manchester City had a bad season. That was the reason why. It's a cup final. Anybody can turn up. And you don't want to be playing against Manchester City in a cup final. He won that cup.
It's mad as well because I've just looked. I was like, I wonder how old he is. By the way, what a name he's got. I'm not even going to try and say it, but it is a very good name, very strong name. His birthday was last month. Just turned 25. Kanate's 26, so he's a year younger. You'd actually think that Gahey's like been playing in the Premier League for like 10 years, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
The way he plays, he's so calm, and I like that about him. But yeah, like you said, if you go out and get someone who's of that caliber and that quality, like you can't go wrong with it, can you? Really? Like even if he ends up being bad, which he won't be, it's 35 million. Like we've spent money on players before that haven't been that great and stuff. Like I don't like to do it all the time, but let's use City and Chelsea as for example, right? So Fofana, when they bought Fofana, he was good, right? But he had massive injury problems. They spent 75 million pounds on him. Badia Shield spent 40 million pounds on him. Kukurea 62 million pounds on him. Mark Gahey's better than all of them. Like he's better than all of them, and he's half the price. So it's the year left
from Chelsea.
What's that?
Mark Gahey, didn't he come from Chelsea?
Yeah, they let some of the best, but like they are the best team at letting the best players go.
That's insane. But everyone has a different growth journey. So I think maybe he just wasn't. I don't know. They had so many defenders at the time anyway. So I can understand why Gahey left. I'm not sure if he was sold or if he just left, but
I think he I don't think he actually played a game for him. Let me just check. I think he actually was. I think he was at the youth team. And I think he left. He may have had one appearance, did he?
Okay.
No appearances. He had a loan at Swansea for 2019 to 2021.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then he had been at Palace since 2021.
Yeah.
So he was at Chelsea from 2007 to 2019, and they let him go. But yeah, like, I mean, Crystal Palace for 18 million in 2021. Like, they're not even getting that much back for him, really, because he obviously run his contract down. Well, he's not run his contract down, it's just the way it's come about, hasn't it? But yeah, I mean, he is top draw quality. I think we did a stream a while back, or it might have been on my own channel or something like that, and I said, like, if we need to get cover or we need to get a centre back, who are we looking at? I think I was looking at Bastoni. I mean, but that's for left centre back, but he's going to be expensive. I mean, it's more of like a replacement one. And then it was like other ones around the world. And so it was like in the Premier League, he definitely, like, he's class, and there's an opportunity to get him now.
Yeah,
I think we've got to take it. I think we really have.
We really do. And Reese just said they gave us Rio as well. Man, you see that dude, Rio. Whenever I see that he's on the bench and he doesn't get used, it really annoys me. It really annoys me. I feel like he is actually competition for Gakpo, like serious competition for Gakpo. I don't really say much on players that are, coming up, because it's just like you don't know what they're capable of. But this dude is ready to go. When I'm watching Gakpo's good at what he does.
Yeah.
In different games, there's days when I'm just like, yo, we need to get Diaz on, because Gakpo is not doing it, bro. He needs to come off. So many games I've said that. And now we don't have Diaz. So it's almost as if he's guaranteed 80 minutes at least.
Yeah.
And for me, that thing that he has in his mind, that, okay, I'm guaranteed this amount of time, is not going to help us, because that's just someone that feels like, I don't need to be 100% all the time, because I know I'm going to get at least 80 minutes.
It's like the Canate scenario. It's exactly the same.
Exactly.
With Quanta last season, it's like, he's not going to play. I'll be sound.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to start taking risks, and he's a good risk to take. Rio is the worst thing he could do is dribble too much in their half.
Yeah.
Not in our own half, because he's not even there. He's not hardly in our own half. He does defend when he has to track back, because he's a kid, so he's going to do as he's told. Do you know what I mean? And he's got bundles of energy, hunger. So when he's going forward and he fears no defender. So when he's going forward, he's just going to be doing what he wants to do. And these defenders are just going to be like, oh my days, I have not been in this situation for a long time. Because how many defenders have come up against players like, I don't even know, there's not even a Neymar anymore. There's no type of winger like that. Vinicius isn't even like that.
Yeah, because like almost wingers like go backwards now.
Yeah, they come back, they cut in, and then they just hold the ball a little bit, and then they pass it into a centre midfield. This kid continues to move forward with the ball, even if there's no space for you to go back and defend. He just keeps going forward until you have no balance anymore. And those type of things a defender hates. He hates it. So
it's the hardest thing to defend.
Exactly. It's the hardest thing to defend. It's so easy if a winger is just jogging with the ball and stopping and then jogging and then stopping and then cuts back and then passes it away. Like, Rio is just a different energy, a different option, and we need to start using it.
City wingers do that. They just run up the wing. They run up the wing, turn around, pass backwards. That's what they do. You just like, I can defend that. I just double up on you, and then that's it. It was sweet. And I think he's brilliant like that. I'm really excited to see him. I mean, and Trey Nyonyi as well. He looks so mature, like in terms of the way he plays. Like I watched him the other day, and I was like, wow. I mean, he was good last preseason, and he had a couple of games last year. I know we got beat against PSV, but he was the best player on the pitch. Like he was so good. I think he's got a real big future. Maybe that's something we look into potentially with Nyonyi, maybe playing in the midfield in the future. I think he's a bit more of an attacking player though, in terms of he can play anywhere, but he seems to be really good at like manipulating that space in like where the verts is basically. He's very good at like just the one pass, like just knock it around the corner. So I like players like that.
Yeah.
But just before we go, I'm gonna say one word to you. Isak. Do we need him?
Yes. Oh, what a question!
Glad you said that.
A question. 100%.
Glad you said that.
There is no team that doesn't need Isak. No team whatsoever. I don't even care what they're talking about with his attitude towards the whole mate. If Real Madrid, if I was sitting in my room and Real Madrid called my phone and said, drop everything you have to do, come right now, I'm going.
Yeah.
Even if like I support Barcelona and Real Madrid's my rivals, it's Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get Barcelona is not calling you. Do you know what I mean? You're not gonna get this opportunity again. Liverpool is the champions of England. They're in Champions League. They've got Salah, Verts, Ekitike. They've got beautiful, talented players in their team. It's a moment, and they've got Arne Slot. Like he just won the league in his first season. It's a moment that you need to grasp before it's not in your position anymore. So I don't mind what he's doing at all. Gyökeres did it. Wisser is doing it.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to care about that. It's only because the best
Liverpool
striker in the league is looking to go to Liverpool.
It's because ultimately it's Liverpool as well. Yeah. Everyone's like everyone doesn't want Isak to go to Liverpool because then it makes Liverpool unstoppable. It makes Liverpool like he's almost like the final piece of the jigsaw, and you put him into that team, and you've got an attack of Ekitike, Salah, Vert, Gakpo, Engamoa, like that is Chiesa.
It's game over, mate.
That if you look at that on paper, you go, yeah, we're finished. Like that's all it does. And people like see a lot of people saying, "Oh, we don't really need him because we've got Ekitike." Boys and girls, we play 60 games a season. We do need him. We need him.
I'll never understand it. Like when people say we don't need this winger because we've got another one. Like I remember the season when we had, I think it was like 7 or 8 players injured, and they were starters, and we were on the way to win the league, and then all of a sudden, crash, injury after injury, and I was just like, this is the reason why we need more. It's better to have more than less. So,
and also I think like Ekitike and Isak, like they could play together in the same team. Like people go, oh, but he's dropping Gakpo and stuff like that. Yeah, but Gakpo can have a rest. Ekitike can play out wide. And there's so many different variations of the way Liverpool can play. Ultimately, like it just makes Liverpool a better team. You put someone who gets 20 league goals a season every season in a team that's let's be honest, struggled since Jota had his form a few years ago. I mean, he wasn't the best out of Jota, God rest his soul and stuff last season. I think he really struggled, didn't he, with injuries again last season as well, like the little ones you get in. And then obviously we don't need to delve into Nunes. We know what Nunes is like. But if you're adding someone who's getting 20 odd goals a season into a team that creates the most chances in the league, Newcastle do not create the most chances in the league, nowhere near the most chances. You put him in a team like that, he's going to get 30 goals. Then you've got your winger, Salah. He's touching 30 goals every season, 18 assists. Like Salah, if you put Isak in that team, Salah's got to get about 30 assists this season. That record's going to be smashed. Like, it's just... And I think, it's mad.
How many goals do you think Ekitike scores this season?
Do you know what? Like, I said a lot of bad stuff about Ekitike. And not bad stuff. I was like, I don't want him because I don't want a project player. If he comes in, I want him to come in with another striker, which it looks like it's going to be easy. I'm happy with that. Just because I think he's got the talent. He's very raw, but I don't want him to be relied upon too much to do that. Like, he's great. I love it. I think he's got a great, great potential. But sometimes you've got a player and you put all that on them at a young age, like they struggle. I mean, he doesn't like he's struggling now. I look like an absolute idiot for saying that, but it's just obviously a thing you got to look at. But I said if he gets more league goals than combined of Jota and Nunes last season, so combined they got, I think it was 12. So like if he gets more than 12, I'm happy. Like I'm very happy because then that's like two players. One player's getting the same as two players. And if we get Isak in, if Isak scores 15, 20, then, it's better all around. The only thing I'd say is don't really want them players to cost us in big games. Like, obviously, with what we've sort of lost with the sad loss of Jota, is that ever since he was at the club, you could always rely on him to come on and just get a goal for you, just do something. And like, I sort of think with the new players we've got in, we need someone who could sort of step up to that mantle. If you know what I mean, Chiesa did it last night.
Chiesa, it might be him. Yeah, he's done it. He's done it a few times now.
Yeah, and I think, that's something I think we definitely need, because it's almost like you've got all your good players, you've got all your brilliant players. Like, I'm not saying Chiesa's not a bad player, and Jota was obviously, they're all brilliant players. But there's just sometimes you need something completely different to win a game. You need someone who's going to come on and go, I'm going to take the game by the scruff of his neck and I'm going to score. And I think that's what Chiesa did last night. Chiesa did that last night when he come on. He was like, it was almost like, Arnie, come on, lad. Give me some game time, lad. And he come on and he banged it in. I was like, and the celebration was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. His face is hilarious, man. So yeah. We look forward to the next one then.
Yeah. Salah 20 goals. Just before we go, Salah always got 20 goals. He's actually got 20 goals a season. Hugo's capable of 20 goals. Gakpo 10 plus, and 10 plus reverts, plus 5 Gravenberch, flies, McAllister. Adam, I like that. I think you should save that. Save that, Adam. Come back to this video, save that, and that happens at the end of the season. That's a very good prediction.
I think it's quite reasonable. It's
achievable. It's definitely achievable.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, thank you very much everyone for having us today. It was a little, obviously, Damo, no one else was host. It was me. I hope it did okay for you. But I'd like to thank Daddy for jumping on as well for the first stream. Did you enjoy it, mate? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, man. Definitely did. I love it, man.
We'll see you on the next one. We'll hope to see you on the next one then. Thank you everyone. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and follow. We're almost at 1.25k now. And yeah, we're good. We'll save with the channel. We'll try and get 1.5k by the end of August. That'd be nice. But anyway, hope you have a lovely day, and yeah, take care. Over and out. Ta-da.